So we just...
Hey guys.
We had a really weird night in the last, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Summarize?
Alright, so we wanted to get food after the comp.
As one does.
So we went to Darling Harbor, the nice hub of all restaurants.
Right, according to Paul Van de Geest.
Exactly. So we went across the bridge. I don't know what it's called, but you can put it somewhere.
The bridge?
The bridge. It's a pretty long bridge. So
Pretty long.
We went across the bridge to see if there are restaurants on the other side of the bridge. And then we were like, I didn't see much. And so we go to the other, we go back.
Right.
We're like, all right, that's enough times on the bridge.
Yeah. we were like,
screw this bridge. We're not going on here ever again.
Yeah.
We went across the bridge a third time.
Right. Because
we
found a
because I
restaurant.
found an Italian restaurant called...
Let's not say it, because we might not be saying the best things.
Okay. But it was a restaurant. We like to call it a straunt.
Yeah. Hit the straunt.
Yeah, short for restaurant.
Both. I don't want to choose.
We get in and we sit at this table, and immediately there's just music blaring at the club next door, separated by this huge 15-foot barrier. So all you can see is the strobe lights and hear this stupid music. This music, by the way, I will create a replica on my laptop in GarageBand tonight.
It's not good.
It's literally just like... Except instead of that, it's for 25 minutes straight. So we had to do that, and so we sit down at the table, and there's not anything at the table. There's nothing. It's just nothing. Literally. Yeah, and we didn't realize that at first. We thought that was, it kind of didn't cross our minds.
Right.
But then
we did have two menus.
The waiter comes up to it.
Wait. First, we had the two menus.
Oh, yeah.
And I was looking at one while he was looking at the other.
Yeah. So
and I was like,
we were looking at the menus, which, by the way, is like a piece of wood with like printer paper stapled to it.
And so all I saw on my menu was drinks. And I was like, okay, the food's probably the last page. It's not. They're two separate menus.
Yeah.
The drinks menu is so huge. The food menu is 6 pages?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, we realized, okay, we only have one menu between the three of us, so we put it at the head of the table and all read from it at the same time.
Craning our necks.
Right. Finally, the waiter comes, and by the time we're ready to order, he asks if we would like more menus.
We're ready to order. He's like, oh, okay. Would you like more menus? It's like, what kind of thought process did you have? So he comes up. He's like, hi. He's like all smiley. He's like, okay, hi.
He was a nice guy, though.
I mean, he was nice, but he was just confusing. He had the confidence, but everything he said just did not match what we were responding to him with.
That's fair. I didn't really understand any of his talk.
He's like, we order our food, and then we order our drinks, which isn't normal, but whatever. And I guess it's upside down in Australia, but...
And our drinks were just water, by the way.
Yeah, we just got water, and we waited for 10 minutes for the water.
Yeah, he came up to us at one point and was like, the water will be coming shortly.
Yeah, after a while, he was like, all right, guys, I'm back. The water will be here. Not now.
I had forgotten about the water at that point, if we're being honest.
Yeah, okay, so he brings the water, and then he's like, and he brings a pitcher, and instead of saying nothing, he's like, here's a pitcher, just in case. What do you mean? It's water, of course we're going to drink it.
Yeah, and while this all was happening, at the table over, would you like to describe the events of the table, one table over?
Okay, so there were 4 people. It was a family, most likely.
They appeared to be familial.
It was, yeah. So there was a little kid, his dad, a grandma, and his mom.
Right.
So the kid was the most entertained of the 4. He had a rainbow slinky, and he was just throwing it. Not throwing it. He was just kind of
the whole dinner. He was just going back and forth at his grandma.
He was so entertained by this slinky. He was just smiling and just like,
okay, yeah.
And then there was his dad. So his dad. First of all, let me preface this by saying none of these people were talking to each other.
Yeah.
They were at the same table.
That was the most surreal part of it. There were no words coming out of any of their mouths except for laughter.
The little boy was playing with his slinky. The dad was filming him. Who films someone playing with a slinky? It wasn't.
And he wasn't even good at it.
The only time you film a slinky is when it's in slow motion, and that's for the first time you ever see a slinky.
Right. Or if somebody's maybe doing some really cool tricks with it. But this kid was not. He was
doing
just
any cool
throwing
tricks.
it on the table.
Yeah. So there's that, and then the grandma, she was looking in the same point, like slightly above the sun, for like 15 minutes straight, and she had just the most dry look on her face. She looked like she didn't want to be there, didn't care for anything in the world. And the mom was just absent-mindedly smiling in some, I don't know, but she wasn't talking, she wasn't saying it, she was just smiling.
Right. Yeah.
But,
She
like,
wasn't. Yeah. She was smiling. They laughed a little bit.
Yeah,
At
and the
certain
dad
things.
films the son playing with the slinky.
And then
He shows the entire family, including the son, the video of him playing with the slinky, and they all just have a grand old time.
They're laughing
reminiscing
so
of the good old
hard.
days when he was playing with the slinky. Oh, I remember that. That was such
Yeah, and then we
What
see
a
the
card.
dad like typing on his phone, like he's sending it to all his friends.
Yeah, we assumed that he was sending it to all his boring Facebook friends. A video of his son playing with a slinky in a bad restaurant in Australia.
And
So,
anyway,
while we're noticing this, keep in mind there's still the wonderfully loud music playing
Yeah.
behind us, and it's just there aren't notes.
Yeah,
It's just
well,
a
maybe
beat.
there are a couple notes.
Okay, sometimes,
but
every
they're
now
not
and then.
on tempo.
Yeah, no. Oh, every like maybe 5 minutes when like the YouTube video that they hooked up the aux to would end, I think it would just play some little jingle that was not in the
Yeah.
same tempo, and then it would go right back to the beat.
Blueface, baby.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
like why? And so okay, so now we're it's been a while, and we get our food, and
The food's good.
yeah.
Eat it.
Oh yeah, so
I like the food,
we
though.
get the food first. And then we
Right.
realize, oh, we don't have anything it's like pasta, so we can't eat it with our hands. So it's like
I mean, not with that attitude.
yeah, okay, we could, but we would look like the boy with the sling. so we were like, all right, what about the forks? What about the cutlery? And they're like, oh, that's coming soon.
To a theater near you.
Yeah.
Also, I tried to take the plate that the lady bringing it was holding, and she said it's too hot. But she was holding it. So, looking back, at the time I was like, oh, okay, I guess I won't touch it. But looking back, she was touching it. So, I don't really know what that was about.
She's immune. No, but we got our food, and then we start eating it. Oh no, we got the cutlery after,
Right.
shortly after, and then we start eating, and then the food's all right.
I liked it.
Yeah, DJ liked it. I thought it was okay.
Ava didn't like it.
Ava thought it was
No, it's
great.
okay.
Oh,
Best-
okay.
Ava thinks
It was
thought
pretty
it was
good.
the best food ever.
Ava loved
but
it.
then I hear this multiple gunshots, and I think I gotta run. Something's about to go down. But then I just see fireworks. But we're sitting in probably the second worst table in the entire restaurant, because it's obstructed by just like a pillar that holds up the entire building that we're under. It's so weird, and it's like next to an escalator. I just don't understand. So we
Yeah, the
didn't see-
escalator thing was weird.
We didn't see any of the fireworks. We heard all of it though. It was very close to us and very disturbing. Mixed with the
Sirens.
really, really loud music. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
during
yeah.
the beat, the only note that was actually played was literally just like every bar would go. I was like, this is literally an ambulance. Why is
Yeah.
this a song?
Nobody
This is
chooses
playing at a
to hear
club
an
next to a
ambulance.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Like who is partying to that?
And we were like, I kept pointing out, like, nobody would say, oh, this is my favorite song about any of these
I
songs.
really want to listen to this.
Right. Nobody says, oh, I want to listen to generic trap party
Yeah.
beat number 7. Like,
Yeah.
nobody says that.
Okay, so
So after the fireworks.
after listening to the stupid fireworks that just didn't stop for 15 to 20 minutes, the waiter comes back all smiley and stuff, and he's like,
He was a nice guy. I like
yeah, he
the
was
way.
nice, but he was just weird. So he just comes back and he's like, I was like, I'm ready to pay. And he just said some words that I don't remember.
That's very accurate. He said a lot of words that I didn't
Dude,
hear.
like, probably 80% of the things he said, none of us got.
Yeah.
Because there was so much noise that it
Yeah.
was hard to,
Also,
speak.
I kept assuming you were hearing it, so I just decided to
I
zone
wasn't.
out.
I was just like, yeah, sure. And then,
Then he leaves and we ask for a debrief, and you're like, I don't know.
yeah, so we're like, yeah, can we pay? He's like, yeah, sure. And then I'm like, can we pay individually? He's like, we can do that. It's like, what do you mean you can do that? You have the ability to do that? Why don't you say we'll do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so he comes back with is it called a checkbook?
The check.
The check, whatever. He comes back with a check, and he's like, all right, I'll take your plates. And then he doesn't put the checkbook on the actually, no, he puts the checkbook on the table,
Right.
then he gets our plates, and then he takes the checkbook back. He's like, all right, bye guys. I'm like, where are you?
We're like, well, where did you?
You idiot. Jackbox with you. He's so confident. He's like, all right, bye. That was great. And then
He comes back.
He comes back, and I ask him, hey.
Again,
sir, can we please pay individually? And he
Right.
goes up to my ear and he goes, did you enjoy the pasta? I go, yeah, sure. And he's-
Sir, did you enjoy the pasta?
Well, okay, he was close to my ear because I couldn't hear him the
Right,
first time. But
yeah.
still, it was like, it was, I don't know why I asked that.
Yeah, that's
Like, it was not relevant.
It's not the right time to ask.
Like, I understand that's what you should ask as a waiter, but like, I
Right.
asked if we could pay. And then, yeah, we paid, and it was all over, and thank God it's all
But we
over.
asked to pay individually, and he was like, oh.
Oh, yeah, no, we asked to pay individually, but we ended up paying as a group
Because we had no idea what he was saying.
because he
He
was
said
like,
we had to go inside
yeah,
to
so
pay
we
individually.
ate outside of the restaurant. It was like inside and outside.
It was cold, by the way.
Yeah, it was kind of pretty cold. But
A little
like,
nippy.
yeah, so he was like, "Oh yeah, you can go inside and pay individually and sort that out." I was like, "What is inside?" Is it,
Right.
Like some secret
We really
club?
didn't understand what this restaurant, what the structure of this
Like,
restaurant was.
I don't know how this restaurant operates.
When they
Yeah,
went
I-
to get our silverware, they didn't like go to a kitchen or something. They just went like off to the
I
side.
think
where,
we went to the club. and got the cutlery there.
I don't know. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
Um,
So combined with the lamest family in all of Australia and the
they're literally NPCs.
mind-numbing and deafening sounds of generic club music and really close fireworks that you can't even admire because you can't see them because you're seated at the worst place. Oh, the second worst table, because I noticed that there's an escalator like 30 feet away from the restaurant and not
Like 10
No,
meters.
30 feet away from our table, but still at the
Like 10
next to the
meters.
restaurant. And their farthest away table was literally right next to the escalator. I was like, who would want to dine next to an escalator? Like, you have all these people moving up and down. They can see you. They're looking at you. Like, people are
Yeah.
bored when they're on an escalator.
Yeah.
They're going to look at you.
And
you're
if they
just-
sneeze up there, it's going right on your food.
Yeah. So there's that. And, yeah. With the really weird waiter who was very confident but too smiley and just weird. It was a very strange night.
Hey, did we get calories though?
We did get calories.
We did, and that's all that matters. Keep that in mind.
If my mom asked me what I did tonight, I don't think I'd be able to answer her.
There isn't an answer that
I'd be
is
like,
valid.
I could tell you, you wouldn't know. I could show you. I don't know.
You
I
could
show
send her this video,
Yeah,
and she wouldn't get it.
yeah, she wouldn't understand. Yeah, that was the night.
Yeah, probably one of the best dinners I've ever had.
It's so weird.
Like, yeah,
Just so strange.
it was great.
Like, I actually felt like I was in an alternate universe where just everyone is like a robot that's on like low power mode. They don't have to like try to like convince us that they're not people. Like, yes, would you like the pasta? And I'm like, can I pay? Yeah, that's our night.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, they're on low poly mode.